Hello everybody, in today's video we're going to be going over the extreme cold which is going to be impacting portions of the eastern and central United States as well as the northwestern United States. We're going to be going over those very cold temperatures and what that means for in terms of your early snowfall and how much snowfall those areas should be expecting. We do have a couple of snow chances at least over parts of the upper Great Lakes, interior northeast, and also for parts of the Midwest and northern Rockies. So let's get right into it here and let's start off with your current National Weather Service page. Here are your watches and warnings. We have red flag warnings for parts of Wyoming, Utah, and Colorado, as well as portions there of California. We also have some air quality alerts for parts of California and Wyoming, and also some wind advisories for parts of Idaho, and also some fire weather watches in effect for parts of Colorado and central Nebraska, as well as northern California there. But other than that, there's not a lot going on in terms of watches and warnings for the most part, and there's also not a lot going on in terms of current weather, but we will be seeing a very major Arctic outbreak over parts of the central and eastern United States later on into next week, especially starting right around Monday or Tuesday. It's really going to start off for the central U.S., and then for the eastern U.S., it'll really start to get going probably by Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So let's start off here with your 6 to 10 day outlook in terms of your temperatures. Look at that over the lower Tennessee Valley. We're looking at temperatures that are going to be very cold, and we actually have an 80 to 90% chance of below normal temperatures over those regions. That's where the center of the cold air will be sitting right over here, and that'll be bringing those cold temperatures all the way for the eastern United States, with the exception of easternmost New England, and especially there for Maine, where you could still be seeing some warmer than normal temperatures. This would be going from the 30th to the 4th of October. Here would be by the 8-14 day outlook, which would be by October 2nd to October 8th, and we're looking at the core of the cold still centered over the southeast, but it has moved further to the east, where we're looking at the core of that cold air centered over parts of Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia, and now that cold air is reaching all the way to the east, and pretty much the entire eastern half of the U.S. is covered in some sort of chance for below normal temperatures, and we actually still see that 80 to 90% chance of below normal temperatures over parts of the southeast, but those below normal temperatures again spreading very far to the north and also to the east from the center of the cold. Now here would be your 6 to 10 day outlook in terms of your precipitation, and I just want to show you guys this because it will indicate that we can see some of these snow events move through parts of the Great Lakes and also the the northern parts of the Northeast, so parts of the interior Northeast, northern New England, and also parts of the upper Midwest, and again upper Great Lakes, where you could be seeing maybe a couple of flurries as we get into the early part of October, and really the first full week of October is when that'll really start to get going. And even if you are in a drier than normal area, it is going to be an active pattern, so you will still see at least some precipitation. Now here would be your European ensemble temperature anomaly map, and we're going to play this through and show you what this model is indicating. Now this would be by Saturday morning, so when your low temperatures are expected for Saturday morning, and we're looking at two areas of cold air. Now we're looking at one for parts of the Gulf states, and then we're also looking at another smaller area for parts of British Columbia, Montana, Idaho, and Washington there. Now both of these are going to converge, and then you're also starting to see a little bit of clearing from that warm air up in parts of Manitoba and Saskatchewan there. That's where you're going to be seeing your next Arctic air mass. So this one is going to dip further to the south, and you'll see that especially later on in the model run. This one is going to move to the east and dip into the southeast, and this one is kind of going to dissipate over the next few days, so we won't really have to talk about this one too much, but this will really be a very long lasting cold air outbreak. Now here would be by Sunday morning, and it's really starting to spread out throughout parts of the northwest. Now here would be by Monday morning, and again, like I said in the beginning of the video, Monday morning is going to really start the cold air, especially for the central United States and areas from the Rockies and eastward. So you're still in the warmer temperatures over the eastern United States, but the central United States and parts of the western United States under some very cold temperatures. And this is an ensemble model, a combination of about 50 models. So they are in pretty good agreement of this cold air outbreak. Now here would be by Tuesday morning, and we're looking at that cold air centered again over the central U.S. The eastern United States still warm, so is the west coast, but the central U.S. is now in that colder than normal temperature region. Now, here would be by Wednesday morning, and we're looking at that cold air dipping further to the south. Now, look at this. We see up in parts of Canada, we're starting to see some clearing from those warmer temperatures, and that is actually going to lead to the cold temperatures starting to flow into the United States, and it's going to create a column of cold air that's going to come straight from the Arctic and come right into the central U.S., and then eventually it'll spread over to the eastern United States. Now, here would be by Thursday, and look what happens for Thursday. This would be by October 1st. Here's by Wednesday, the day before. You're seeing warmer temperatures over these regions, and then boom, here's all the cold temperatures that instantly replace the warm temperatures, and you see below normal temperatures now by Thursday morning. Here would be by Friday morning, and we're looking at those cold temperatures intensifying. Now you see over parts of the eastern United States, you're starting to get into some of those cooler temperatures, although New England is still in the warmer temperatures, but that'll be moving out to the east. Now, here would be by October 3rd, Saturday morning, and we're looking at cold temperatures overtaking much of the east. It's already got into the east coast, so pretty much the entire eastern half of the United States now under colder than normal temperatures by this point. Here would be by Sunday morning, October 4th, still the cold temperatures in place. Here would be by, again, Monday, October 5th. This would be by Tuesday, October 6th. So we're still seeing the cold temperatures. This would be already 276 hours out. So this is multiple days out. This is over 10 days out. But we're still seeing a lot of confidence within this model. Now, here would be by Thursday morning, October 8th. So we skipped a day. Here would be by October 8th. And we're looking at those cold temperatures still in place over the eastern United States. And then here would be our final frame, I believe. And we're looking at, this would be by Friday morning, October 9th. And we're looking at still that cold air in place. And that looks like it could stay all the way until maybe the halfway point in the month of October. Maybe we get a brief warm up and then another cold air blast. But you can really tell the difference between the east and the west, where in the east it's going to be cold, in the west it's going to be extremely warm. Now, here would be your CFS model, and just to show you what it looks like for the entire month of October, we're looking at cooler than normal temperatures for much of the eastern United States and really portions of the southeast, especially for the month of October. And then the CFS model, it does have a very warm bias, so this is not something that you should take too, we should probably take this with a grain of salt, because the CFS does have a warm bias, but it is still indicating cold temperatures for at least the southeastern quarter of the United States, and we'll have to see about when the warm air will overtake again, and then potentially into November and December, maybe we get into another cold air attack. Now, here would be your snowfall outlook, and we're going to start to look at this and show you what the models are indicating in terms of snowfall with this cold air Arctic intrusion, because we could see a couple of snow events. Now, something I just want to point out, the jet stream pattern is going to be very interesting. You're going to see a lot of systems that are kind of building up in Canada, one after the other, and they're all just going to move through parts of Canada. Now, every once in a while, you are going to see one of these dip further to the south, get picked up along the jet stream, and kind of move along. So you might actually see a little bit of snowfall fall throughout these regions just because of the pattern that we will be in and the jet stream flow that we will be in as well. So let's start off here. This would be the European ensemble model, again a collection of about 50 models, and we're looking at, this is only going through October 10th, but we are starting to see some indications of snowfall throughout the northern plains, parts of the Rockies, and especially through the spine of the Rockies there, where you're seeing some snowfall there, and potentially moving into parts of southeastern Canada and maybe impacting parts of Maine or New Hampshire, and some of the higher elevation areas of the Northeast. Now, here would be the GEFS model, the GFS ensemble model, and we're looking at practically the same thing, although this is going through October 11th, and we're looking at actually some snowfall potentially over parts of New Hampshire, upstate New York, and Pennsylvania. And then we also see that for parts of the upper Great Lakes, the upper Midwest, and also for parts of the Rockies there. So we see pretty much the same areas getting impacted with some potential snowfall. The GEFS is an ensemble of about 21 different models, so it's averaging all those models out. And then here would be the GFS model, just to show you the GFS model a little bit more bullish on on this, and it is indicating that we see some big snows, especially for this kind of corridor. I was looking at this model run earlier today, and I don't know how accurate this will be, but it had a system move right up like this and actually impact parts of Michigan with some snowfall. So whether that actually happens, I don't think it will happen per se, but it could definitely happen maybe later in the month. That's something that could happen. But the main thing I want you guys to pay attention to, parts of Maine getting into some snowfall, even the higher elevations of the eastern United States, and also parts of the Great Lakes getting into some snowfall, as well as the Midwest and the Rockies. So our snow season is really starting up here over the United States, and as you get into later October especially, I think it'll really start to pick up. Now, that is going to wrap it up for today's video. Please consider leaving a like, subscribing, and turning on notifications, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.